Hello everyone, this is Tim with a KTaNE tutorial. Today we're talking about Voronoi maze. This is the entire manual, it's just this page. There are some examples on the next page, there's one example on the next page. A carefully chosen example by Tim Wee, that shows off all of the edge cases, like rooms in the middle that don't touch and not starting in the corner and things like that. So this module is definitely a maze module where the locations of the walls, the ones you can't pass through, are not known at the start of the module. You have to figure that out. Which ones are the walls and which ones which lines can you pass through? So it involves an iterative process very similar to Variety, the module Variety. And as you can see, the layout is never quite the same. If you want to know about how this kind of layout is generated, you can look up Voronoi diagram on Wikipedia. It's basically a set of random points, and then the regions that get drawn around those points are the set of all points in a plane that are closest to that point than any other point. So all the ones in this region, for example, are closer to this point than any other. So you end up with these edges that are equally distant and perpendicular to the line that would go between any two points. But anyway, we end up with an interesting problem because of that. You know, the wall configurations are never quite the same shapes. So it's difficult to communicate exactly how the module looks to the expert if you're doing a voice bomb. But I have developed a way to communicate all the information that you need so that the expert can draw this out themselves on paper. We are going to be doing this on paper. I found that it's the best way to do this. I have talked to a few computer science friends of mine, and yes, you can theoretically figure it out by doing, like, writing down lists of edges and walls and things like that. But it's so much harder that way. Much better off to just draw it out in all the ways that we've experimented with this. Just draw it out. Trust me. I'll show you how simple it is to figure out once you've drawn it out. But anyway, so we have to communicate the connectivity of the rooms to the expert, and that's all. You don't have to communicate the exact shape of each one. So first of all, these rooms are numbered starting from 0, starting from the room that is in the bottom left corner of the module, and they are numbered counterclockwise going around the border. So for example, here's one that might be a little confusing because this room touches two different sides of the border. So, but you would number this 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then this one in the center, we're going to call 9, even though the module doesn't want you to number that one. I'll explain why later. So this one is 7, this one's 8. And then you encounter 7 again as you're going counterclockwise, but this one is 7 and this one's 8 because we saw it first here, and then we saw this one and we saw 7 again here. So this one's 7. We're going to look at this one first when I do my examples. So first we have to interpret the serial number as a base 36 number. Let's take a look at that. Oh, and I've already got it written down in my text field calculator. So we'll interpret these as base 36 characters. D is 3 becomes 13, X 24, 23 becomes 33, 5 is 5, H is going to become 7, so 17, 17, 9. So to convert this to a base 10 number, we're going to do 13 times 36 to the power of 5 plus 33 times 36 to the power of 4 plus 5 times 36 to the power of 3 plus 17 times 36 to the power of 2 plus 17 times 36 plus 9. And there we go. This is going to be our number to start with. Communicate our serial number to our expert at some point, and then they can do the math to convert this into our starting value. So just like in variety, we're going to have an iterative process where we modulo by n and then divide by n, giving us a value that we can use, and then the division by n gives us the next number for the next iteration. So we start, n is the value of the number of rooms that are touching the module border. So we'll take a look at this one first. We have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 8 touching the border. What you're going to want to communicate to your expert is how many rooms are touching the border, how many rooms are in the center, as in not touching the border, and the orientation of the ones in the center relative to each other. Like you can say there's one on the left and one on the right. Or right here, there's 2 on top of each other. There's one on top, one on bottom. Over here, same, one on the left, one on the right. Good enough. They'll figure it out. There are 8 around the border. There are 2 in the center, numbered 8 on the left and 9 on the right. And 8 and 9 do not touch. So then the other 2 things you have to communicate to your expert are the connectivity of the rooms and which rooms are red, yellow, blue. So first we'll say room 0 is touching rooms 1, 8, and 7. And you're gonna always give them in counterclockwise order because everything is counterclockwise in this module. You'll see that in a minute. So 0 is touching 1, 8, and 7. If you give them that order, if you give them the expert that order, they'll always be able to recreate this good enough. So you'll number the rooms that it's touching counterclockwise starting from the module border. So room 1 is touching 2, 9, 6, 8, and 0. Room 2 is touching 3, 9, and 1. Room 3 is touching 4, 5, 6, 9, and 2. Room 4 is touching 5 and 3. That's all. Room 5 is touching 6, 3, and 4. Room 6 is touching 7, 8, 1, 9, 3, and 5. Room 7 is touching 0, 8, and 6. They should have all the information they need from this list that you gave them. They can figure out what 8 and 9 are touching. You already said that 8 does not touch 9. They should be able to figure everything else out from only this list. And that's it. They'll be able to draw something close enough to this using that information. So the expert has that information. They're just going to draw a box. They know that there are 8 around the border, so we draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 little tick marks, and those will be some of the walls or some of the edges. We don't actually know which ones are walls yet. And then just right on next to the border, you can number the rooms. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and then we know there are 2 in the center, on the left and on the right, 8 and 9. So we'll just kind of put those in there for now. I'll turn the bomb around so I cannot see what it looks like anymore. Room 0 is touching 1, 8, and 7. So that's 3 walls. We know it's 3 walls, so we'll just draw 3 walls. 1, 8, and 7. Room 1 has 5 walls, 2, 9, 6, 8, 0. So that'll be the 8 wall, this will be the 2 wall, this will be the 9 wall, this will be the 6, the 8, and the 0. 2, 9, 6, 8, 0. We'll have to make sure that 6 comes down and touches that at some point. 2 touches 3, 9, 1. That's 3 walls. So 3, 9, 1. That's good. 3 touches 4, 5, 6, 9, 2. So 4, 5, 6, 9, and 2. 4, 5, 6, 9, and 2. 6's walls are going to be a little weird. 4 is touching just 5 and 3. So we can just do that, because it's touching only 5 and 3. This is the 5, that's the 3. 5 is touching 6, 3, and 4. 5's already touching 3, and 3 there, and 5 there. So we can just cut it off just right, just like that. 6, 3, and 4. Number 6 is touching a lot of things. 6 walls. 7, 8, 1, 9, 3, 5. Here's the 7, 8, we know that it has to touch 1 right here. So what we can do is 7, 8, 1, 9. And at this point, now that we've discovered 9 has to be kind of squished down in here, let's put a 9 here and go like this. We know that 9 has only 4 walls because we can see from the list, we can see that it's only touching 1, 2, 3, and 6. So we knew it only had 4 walls, so we'll just scoot it right down here. So back to 6. 6 is touching 7, 8, 1. Here he'll be 7, 8. This is the 7, that's the 8, 1, 9, and it has to go in clockwise order. So 7, 8, 1, 9, 3, 5. That's it. That all of this is room 6. 7 is touching 0, 8, and 6. 0, 8, and 6. And we should be done. 8 should have 4 walls, 9 should have 4 walls, and we can see from the list that 8 is touching 0, 1, 6, and 7. This will be a good enough diagram for the expert to figure out where the walls are and how to communicate to the diffuser how to navigate to the locations that they need. So back to this for a second. I forgot that you have to also communicate to your expert which walls are yellow, red, yellow, and blue. So just make sure that you tell them that. We'll take another look at the module. Red, yellow, and blue would be 1, 4, and 0. 1, 4, and 0. So we don't actually need to write in this diagram just yet which ones are red, yellow, and blue. You can do that later after you've figured this out. So let's start figuring out where these walls are. N is the number of rooms. So we'll start by selecting the starting room based on the iterative process. So start here. X is equal to that. N is equal to 8 because there are 8 rooms touching the border. And we're going to need to know X modulo N and X divided by N. So this modulo 8 is 5. Okay, the next number is going to give us this. Or the next number is going to be that. So we're going to select room 5 to start with, which means we are starting here. This is our starting room. And so what we do is we number the walls in counterclockwise order, starting from where it touches the module border. So we're going to go counterclockwise order. We're going to label these 0, 1, and 2. You can write them, if you're using pencil, you can write them in, but you're going to be erasing them constantly. So I just keep track of it in my head. 0, 1, 2. Just, especially tactile touching it, 0, 1, 2 helps me to remember that. So n is the number of lines in the list. So we're going to take this number, mod 3 is 2, and our next number is this. Okay, so what that means is we're going to break down edge 2. So 0, 1, 2, we're going to break down this edge. How I denote that is just by putting a perpendicular line through the wall through any wall that I can pass through. And so when we break down a wall, we discover a new room, and we add to our list all of the edges in that room that we have not seen before. So we currently have 0, 1. This is no longer a numbered line, and this is going to be 3. Because we go counterclockwise, there's only 1, so this one's easy. 0, 1, 2. There are still 3 walls. So we do mod by 3, and we get 1, and the next number is this. We select wall number 1 to break down. 0, 1, 2, so we're going to break down this. Now, what you do when you discover a new room that has walls that you've seen already but that you did not select via the iterative process, becomes a solid wall, and I denote that by just drawing lines parallel on either side of the wall. So this is now an actual wall that we will strike if we try to pass between rooms 3 and 4, because that's a solid wall. So our new list of walls, we keep the lowest numbered walls are the ones that we've discovered first. So this is going to be 0, 1, 2, and 3. All right. Again, going counterclockwise from the module border, ones that can be numbered are ones that we didn't break down and that we haven't seen already in the new room. So 0, 1, 2, 3. There are now 4 walls. Okay, so we mod by 4, and we get 2, and that's going to be our next number there. So 0, 1, 2, 3, this is 2, so we break down that, and we have 3 more walls. Now, we've broken one in the middle of the sequence, not at the beginning or the end, so now you have to kind of be careful. You still have to keep the numbering order from the ones that you've seen already. They still get the lowest numbering order. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one we saw before any of the ones that in the new room that we discovered. Even though if you were to go counterclockwise, it would be like this. You have to keep the lowest numbers for the walls that you discovered first. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means there are 6. So n is 6. And we're going to mod by 6 and get 0, and here's going to be our next number. So 0, 1, 2. Well, it doesn't matter. This one is 0. So we break down that wall. Now, we've just discovered this big room. It has lots of walls, 2 of which we've seen already. Solid wall, solid wall. Okay. So this is now room 0, because this is the room we discovered earliest. Yeah. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, because this is the new room. The only walls that we can number are these 3, because we haven't seen any of them yet. The ones that we have seen already but didn't select via the iterative process become solid. So 0, 1, no, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 6 numbered edges. So mod by 6, and you get 4, and that'll be the next number there. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to break down this edge, discover these 3 walls, and there's no solid walls to be discovered. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Because we saw this one, we saw this one and this one before we saw any of the new ones. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 8. So we mod by 8 to get 2, and this will be the next one. We're going to select number 2. 0, 1, 2. So we've seen this wall already. That one becomes solid, and this one is a new numbered edge. So this is no longer our 0 because it's not numbered anymore. This is our oldest wall. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 7 edges. Mod by 7 to get 5. So we need to select wall edge 5. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We break down this edge, discovering this room. We know about these 3 edges already, so those are solid walls. We've just gotten rid of 3 of our numbered list there and this one, and discovered only 1 new one. So our oldest wall is now this one up here. 0, 1, 2, and this is the new one, 3. There are 4. So we mod by 4 to get 1, and that'll be the next one. So selecting wall edge 1, 0, 1. We break down this one. We've seen this one already. So that's a solid wall, and this is a new one here. So this is our oldest wall now, and then we discovered this room, and then this one. So 0, 1, 2. There are only 3 left, when there's only 1 room left, so we know we're just going to discover the rest of the walls on this next one. Mod by 3 to get 2. And the 120 is actually irrelevant because we're on the last room. So we're going to select number 2. 0, 1, 2. Break down that one. Solid wall here. Solid wall there. And now we have all the information that we need to export for this. We know which ones are the solid walls and which ones we can pass through. So now it might be a good idea, now that you know everything, you know where you have space to write, and so you can go ahead and write in red, yellow, blue if you want, or something like that. Maybe 1, 2, 3 in circles or something like that. If you recall, we wrote down 1, 4, 0 as red, yellow, blue. So red, yellow, blue. So that's how we're going to navigate. So we know we're going to have to navigate. If you look at the instructions on how to solve this, it says to just begin disarming the module, tap it. Keys are no longer visible to the diffuser. You move to an adjacent room just by tapping it. And if it's legal to move between those 2 spaces, meaning there's not a solid wall between them, then you're fine. Otherwise, you get a strike if you try to move between 2 rooms that have a solid wall. And so you must visit these particular rooms in the order red, yellow, blue, you'll find out what your starting room is once you do click on it. And if you strike, the starting room is different the next time you attempt to solve, but the maze does not change. So let's go ahead and tap. There we go. Just coincidentally, I happened to tap where the starting room was. So this is going to be our starting room. You can tell the expert we're starting in room 9. Once all of the information is in the expert's hands, the diffuser could tap this module at any time and just tell the expert where the starting room is. If you're paranoid that you might have questions about something, like that has something to do with which rooms are red, yellow, blue, you maybe don't want to tap the module until you're ready to go, but it doesn't really matter. So you can prepare this ahead of time. You can say you have all the information, and they tell you we're starting in room 9. Then you could actually work out the path. You could say, all right, 9 to 3 to 5 to 6 to 8 to 1. So you could write down 9, 3, 5, 6, 8, 1. And then we need to do yellow. So 8, 6, 5, 4. 8, 6, 5, 4. And then we need to do blue. So 5, 6, 8, 7, 0. 5, 6, 8, 7, 0. So this is the information you would tell the diffuser if you wanted to prepare it ahead of time, or you could just work it out on the fly and do it interactively as soon as they tap the module and say, all right, we're starting in room 9, tell me what to do. So looking at the map, you would tell them, okay, go to 3. So this is 0, 1, 2, 3. And then 5, so that's 4, 5. 6, 8, that's this one. You notice the module background is now reddish because we're gunning for the red key now. So anyway, A after 8 is 1, and there we go. The module is now yellowish because we're gunning for the yellow key. So from 1, we're going to go back to 8. And yeah, it would be just as easy for the expert to work this out looking at the map and just telling you where to go. 6, 5, 4. Or you could write it down ahead of time like this down here. So from 8, we go 6, then 5, and 4. And then getting to 0, we need to do 5, 6, 8, 7, that would be this one, 0. And it's solved. And now you know how to do this module. I will show you one more, just for completeness. I picked this one because it has a weird little thing in the corner. You don't actually have to tell them which rooms are in the corner unless it's only touching one other room like this. So we'll see this one. Okay, so let's give the expert the read. There are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there are 9 rooms touching the border. There is 1 in the center. We're going to call it 9. And some little bit of extra information about this one. Because we have one in the corner that's only touching one other room, that's a fairly rare exception. You might want to mention that. 8 is in the top left corner. And that will be helpful information for them. So 0 is touching 1, 9, and 7. 1 is touching 2, 9, and 0. 2 is touching lots of things. 3, 4, 5, 9, and 1. 3 is touching only 4 and 2. 4 is touching only 5, 2, and 3. 5 is touching 6, 9, 2, and 4. Room 6 is touching 7, 9, and 5. Room 7, starting from the first edge that's touching the module border that we hit going counterclockwise. It also says over here, prioritize bottom over right over top over left. So we'll go 7 is touching, starting from here, 8, then 0, 9, and 6. 8, then 0, 9, 6, yep. And we'll say 8 is touching 7. And that's it. They don't need to know about 9 because they know from this list what rooms 9 is touching. Okay, for the red, yellow, blue, we've got 3, 1, and 6. 3, 1, and 6. Okay, now I'm going to look away from this module so I can recreate it without looking at it. Here we go. I've started it here. We were told 8 was in the top left corner, so we'll just put it there. We know it's touching only 7, meaning 7 is going to touch both the top and the left, because 8 is touching only 7. And that's the only reason that we were told that 8 was in the top left corner, was because it only has one edge. So let's start here. 0 is touching 1. Oh, and let's put our 9 in the middle. And say 0 is touching 1, 9, and 7. Okay. 1 is touching 2, 9, 0. We'll make a box. 2 is touching lots of things. 3, 4, 5, 9, and 1. 3 is touching only 4 and 2. So we can just go just like that. 4 and 2. 4. 4 is touching 5, 2, 3. So just connect it just like that. Easy. 4 is touching 5, 2, and 3. Okay. 5 is touching 6, 9, 2, and 4. That's 4 walls. Here's the 4, the 2, okay. 6. Can make that longer. Try to make them roughly even. Yeah. 6, 9, 2, and 4. Okay, 6 is touching 7, 9, and 5. So that's just a box. So that's still these are 2 different walls. 7 is touching 8, 0, 9, 6. It's already touching 8, 0, 9, and 6, so connect right there. 8, 0, 9, 6. Yep. And 9 we know is touching all kinds of stuff. We have a little problem here where we didn't connect one of these things properly. So let's see. 2 is touching 3, 4, 5, 9, 1. 3, 4, 5. Okay. We're sure 4 is touching 5. 3 is not touching 5. Is 6, 9, 2, and 4. 6, 9, 2, 4. We'll draw it like this. There we go. 5 is touching 6, 9, 2, and 4. 4 is touching 5, 2, and 3. That's correct. 6, 7, 9, and 5. Cool. So that's how you fix that later on. We planned on it touching 5, but we forgot by the time we got up to 5. So there we go. This is a reasonable approximation of what the module looks like that follows all the connectivity rules that we've been given. And that's all you need to know is which rooms can access which rooms. So let's start. There are 9 touching the border. And this is divisible by 9. That's interesting. Here we go. We're starting with room 0. So 0, yeah, counterclockwise 0, 1, 2. There are 3. So mod 3 gets 0 again, and that'll be our next number. So counterclockwise 0, 1, 2. This is 0. Break down that one. We discover these 2 new walls. 0, 1, counterclockwise 2, 3. 0, 1, 2, 3. There are now 4 edges, numbered edges, that we know about. So mod 4 is 3, 0, 1, 2, 3. We'll break down this one, and already we have a wall, because we've already seen that one as part of room 9. So now we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 6. So mod 6 gives us 5. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Break this one. And this is now solid because that was our number 0 a second ago, but now it's a solid wall. And this is not new, or this is new. So we have 0, 1, 2, 3, and then the new walls for this room, 4, 5, going counterclockwise. Make sure you always go counterclockwise from the wall that you broke down. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Counterclockwise from the wall we just broke down, 4, 5. So there are 6. That gives us 4. Zero, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're discovering this room now, which gives us a new one, but it also gives us this wall. So 0, 1, 2. Both of these are gone. 3, 4. So there are 5. That's going to give us 2. 0, 1, 2. Because it was 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to break in this one. So now we have 0, 1, let's not forget about this one, 2. This is a solid wall, 3, 4. Yep, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, don't forget about that one over there that we still have. So there are 5. Mod 5 gives you 4. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are both new walls here, or new edges. 0, 1, 2, 3, and then counterclockwise from where we broke in, 4, 5. So there are 6. So mod 6 is 1, 0, 1. Let's just remind ourselves 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is 1. And now we can block off this because we've seen it already. And this one we've seen, and this one, because that was, yeah, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, those are all going to be, these 3 are going to be solid walls. This is a new one down here. So now this is 0. Yep, that's our oldest wall now, 0, 1, 2. There are 3 left. Mod 3, we're breaking down wall edge 0. We're breaking down edge 0. 0, 1, 2. There. We've gained no new rooms by doing that, or we've gained no new edges by doing that. Just we now know about room 8. Okay. Now there are 2 left, 0 and 1. There are 2 edges left, and only 1 room. We don't need that 240. We need mod 2 equals 1. So we're going to select 1. This one's 0, and that's 1. And that one becomes solid. There we go. We now know everything. And we said red, yellow, blue is 316. So red, yellow, blue. If the diffuser hasn't tapped the module yet, they can always reconfirm that for you before they tap it. Red, yellow, blue. 3, 1, 6. Yep. Okay, here we go. We're starting in 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, we're starting in room 4. So we're starting here. 5, 9, 2, 3 will get us to red. So this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. We need to do 5, 9, 2, 3.
Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing.
Oh, 9, 2, 9, 2, 3. This is 2. That's my fault. Okay, now we're starting in room 1. That's unfortunate because that's the yellow room. So let's get out of the yellow room, go to 9. We need to go to red first. So apparently you don't actually strike when you visit yellow first, because I did that, and then I only struck when I hit a wall. So, but we do need to visit red before yellow. So we're in 9. We can see from this map that we can go to 2 from here. This one is 2, not that one. I just misremembered which one was 2. I thought this was 2 and 3, but no. This is 2, that's 3. Okay, and now we need to get to here. So that would be 2, 9, 1, 2, 9, 1. And then we need to get to blue, which is up here. Currently in 1. So 9, 7, 6. Ought to take care of that. Yep. 9, 7, 6. There we go. Module solved. So that's Voronoi maze. Thank you for watching.